There's a couple of guys in history that have actually tried this. The first was Abraham Lincoln. The other one was John F. Kennedy. Yeah, they don't like the idea of nationalizing the Federal Reserve because then it puts money printing directly in the hands of government officials. Now, there's a bunch of people out there, again, a lot of my leftist followers that like this idea. They're like, oh, well, but we can just vote for good people. Again, we can't vote. There's no good people. That doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. No, you can't vote for good people. Clearly, nobody can. No amount of rhetoric, no amount of movies, no amount of cautionary tales will get people to vote for good people, because people will always vote their best interest. They'll vote for their own self-interests, right? Well, and especially when you have a lot of folks who have this delusional behavior of infinite everything, right? And it's like, oh, well, we'll just have the slaves do it. If we can't get the slaves to do it, we'll have the robots do it. If we can't get the robots to do it, the robots need slaves too. So let's just we'll have the robots have robots who have robots to, dude, no, none of that shit actually works. It's just not reality. So, yeah, I mean, every time someone tries to take it out of the hands of the cartel and put it directly into the hands of the government, which is by extension the people. Remember, keep in mind, government is your collective greed and incompetence. That's all government is. It's just, you will vote for the greediest and most incompetent person every single time. I don't mean you specifically, but I mean just like people. That's how they'll always vote. So as evidenced by just what you're seeing now, right? I mean, just the greediest, the stupidest, the most incompetent. Like that's who you're going to vote for. Every single time. Right, the people that are the most competent, that are the least greedy, like, we hate those people, right? Bill Hicks talked about this a long time ago. He's like, those guys who show up and tell us the secret and everything. He's like, dude, we unalive those people. Yeah, that's how it works, right? I mean, you couldn't even keep a Messiah alive 2,000 years ago, And by the way, I'm not making light of that. I'm just pointing out that, realistically, even even as an atheist, I have to, one has to wonder, you have to marvel at, like, man, 2,000 years ago, some carpenter, some total no-name carpenter, people are still talking about him today. It's really amazing. Anyway, yeah, when you look at trying to nationalize the Federal Reserve, you're effectively trying to put the money printing directly in the hands of the government or the people, and the majority is never restrained. That's the other problem, of course, with, once again, a lot of my leftist followers that say, well, but the majority should get what they want. The problem is the majority is never restrained. The majority will always vote for slavery. Every time. Every time. I don't care what your politics are. The majority will always vote for slavery. 51% will always vote to enslave 49% every single time. So, yeah, I mean, that's really the problem. That's why you can't really nationalize the Federal Reserve, and you can't really have the idea of money printing in the hands of government. What you can do is create a system that doesn't allow for a Federal Reserve. In other words, a hard currency system, which just, all that is just, that just takes education. That takes getting people to understand that if they're going to trade their time, which is finite, for any kind of money, then it has to be money of like kind. In other words, finite as well. Not the promise of finite money sometime in the future. Not a certificate. Not a backed, like, oh, we're going to back it by gold or back it, like, no. No, you have to start saying, nope, you need to pay me, and watch how quickly, if everybody did that, watch how quickly all the fake billionaires gone, all over the world, gone. No more fake billionaires. They'll be broke very quickly. Bankers broke immediately. I mean, actually, bankers go broke faster than anybody else because of their leverage position. Anybody that's highly leveraged, anybody with enormous amounts of so-called debt, yeah, gone that fast. And that's how it works. And so it's why I talk about the stuff that I talk about, and it's why, my channel doesn't get a lot of traction. It gets traction with some people. It doesn't get a ton of traction with a lot of other folks, because, once again, both, no matter what your politics are, whether you're right or left, both sides want control of the money. They want to be able to control the printing of money. They want to be able to control that so that they can have their version of a socialist utopia, or a fascist utopia, or a national socialist utopia, or a communist utopia, or a capitalist utopia. All of these words are basically fake words that have no real meaning as soon as you have a central bank. As soon as you have a central bank, it loses all of its meaning, because now you're just going to conjure money to make your dreams come true while cratering everybody else around you that is trying to actually work and own their own property, own their own life, their own liberty, their own property. You know, that's how that works. So I hope that made sense.